Hi, everybody. Oh, we got a couple of people here already. All right, so I got both sides of the window open on the YouTube chat side. And I'm looking for... There she is. Hi, Janice. Do you want... Why don't you come on the panel for a while so that we can talk about what I'm doing? That be okay? Oh, we got a couple of people here already. All right, so I got both sides of the window open on the YouTube chat side. And I'm looking for... There she is. Hi, Janice. This thing is really laggy or something. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, Janice, I'm sending you the link. And hopefully you can come in and hang out with me for a while so that we can talk about what it is that I'm going to be working on. Okay, Janice, I sent it to your YouTube messages, but we may have to go to another alternative since we had so much trouble earlier today. With YouTube messages that oh, hang on, guys. I'm here, really. Don't everybody leave. You know, it always takes a few minutes to get this beginning stuff going. Okay, Janice, I sent it to the YouTube address that's on your YouTube for business mail or something of that nature. And I sent it to YouTube messages. Man, the delay between the Google side and the chat is awful. Hi, Janet. Hi, I am a redneck. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Lucky. Okay. So at least we have a group here so far. I'm going to type I'm going to put a comment here. Oops. Okay. Now, this is how confusing this is at times. I don't know if Janice will see the message that I typed before she hears my voice, or if she'll hear my voice first and then see the message. But the delay makes it very difficult to figure out. So anyway. And look, I found my old phone. I was going through a box of books, and right on the top was my old phone. I have looked for my old phone repeatedly. I knew it was in here. I had no idea I put it in that box of books, and I'm baffled as to why I did so. Oh, Janice, can you come in yet? Have you had any luck finding the link? Oh, until you restarted it. I don't know what to do then, because a 10-minute delay is going to be really unpleasant for you guys and for, well, for everybody. I'm going to check I'm going to mute myself on the Google side.
I'm here.
Hello. All right. The delay isn't bad at all. So anyway, all right, Miss Janice, let's have this conversation that we had a few days ago over again. Are you here?
I am here.
Okay. Without going into anything that you don't want to share with the whole group, tell everyone what you and I talked about as far as well, you told me today journaling, but I'm also wondering if it's a little scrapbooky as well.
I'm trying to put together a book of my father's life with pictures of him when he was a baby and a little boy, and some pictures of his father. His father died when he was 8, so I don't have many pictures. And his stepfather. But when he died, I knew some of the history about what his life had been like, and I want to be able to save that, but kind of do a scrapbook and have that in there, but hidden so that just everybody can't find it, because there's some pretty awful things that transpired that were written down, not by him, by somebody else, and I want that saved so people, well, like my daughter, can understand why certain things were the way they were. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep. Now, have you say you've started? Have you picked out a book or anything?
Yes, I have just a 3-ring binder book that I'm putting it in, um, and I'm using those protector pages
Okay.
to to put the things in, because I figure that's the cheapest way to get started on it.
Okay. And I don't disagree with you. And the paper that goes inside those is very similar to a sheet of computer paper, right?
It is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper,
Okay.
and then I have taken scrapbook paper and made sometimes headers and sometimes side pieces, to kind of decorate it up some.
Okay. But
And
otherwise, you've already inserted like computer paper in between inside the inside the page protectors.
yes,
Okay.
and
And
then I have a page that's the front, and then of course then when you turn that page you have the back, and there's another page there with pictures on it.
okay. And is that basically all of the pictures that you're going to put in it, or do you have a lot of pictures?
I have, I can't say a lot of pictures.
Okay.
I
So,
probably have, I have
but maybe one or two on a page.
maybe more like 4 or 5, but these are old pictures. They are not big. Okay, they're not the
Uh-huh.
normal size of a picture. If let me look at a ruler here, and I'll give you an
Okay.
idea of the size of them. They
Okay.
are maybe 1.5 by 2.5.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
they're black and whites. Um, there's some photographs in there that, and very few, of his father. There are, unfortunately, what has happened is nobody has put names and dates on the back of the pictures.
Right.
So I'm kind of having to guess by gosh on them. And everybody's dead. And I didn't even know there were these pictures, or I would have got my father to tell me about them. And some of them, his father was in the 7th Cavalry, and he was stationed out west during World War One, or right before World War One, and he was running around on his horse chasing Pancho Villa. Now we do have pictures of his father on his horse with some other people, but I don't know who they were. And my lovely grandmother took rubber cement and glued them into a black photo book. So if there was even
Okay.
any writing on the back of them, it's lost.
Okay.
And
And
then,
you have cut them free. They've still got the black paper stuck to the back, but you've cut them out of the book.
yes,
Okay.
I somehow or another, I read something somewhere about getting the black paper off,
Right.
but it is not working.
Right.
And I didn't want to destroy the picture, so I just quit.
Right.
And then in amongst those things are these letters that I found, that I don't want just anybody looking through the book to find them, but I want them there so that my daughter can understand what transpired in my father's life.
Okay. All right.
And I'll give you an example. This is a little one. When my father was 5, his mother took him. Apparently, they were having domestic problems, and she took him and brought him from the country up to the city. And how his father found out where he was, I have no idea. But his father came and took him back down to the country. And at 5 years old, my father had to go to court and say who he wanted to live with. And he said he never forgot that. Well, then when he decided to stay with us, he wanted to live with his father, and his mother then decided to go back down to the country. But when his father died, he was left the house, everything. His mother got nothing, and she sued him for support.
So when the father died, the mother got nothing, and the mother sued her son for support.
Yeah.
She win?
Yep. Well, he was 21 when she sued him. He was overseas in the war. He went to see JAG, and they told him that in the state of Kentucky at that time, you could do that, and that he might as well just sign it over because he couldn't come back to fight it. Might as well just sign it over and, let her have it.
So she got the property.
She got the property.
And now, is that his biological mother?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Now, just take that and run with any horrible thing you want to think of, and that's what happened to him
Okay.
all of his life.
All right. And
I mean, this letter goes into more detail.
Sure.
And that's why I
what
wanted to.
perspective, from whose perspective is the letter written?
It is, I'm sorry, it is written by my grandmother, his mother.
Okay. Oh, the lady that sued him?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yes.
Well, isn't that interesting? I find that interesting that she wrote the letter. I had to only assume it was you were going to say a cousin or a aunt or something.
No.
No. But she actually wrote about the situation she found herself in and the actions that she found available through the court system that she could take.
Yes. But it was not like she was justifying herself rather than concern for him. Do you know what I'm saying?
She was she was writing it for her from her perspective as to she took these actions as they were necessary for herself, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So she justified her actions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I mean, and they weren't logical.
Her actions weren't?
No.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not surprised. I wish I could say I was surprised, but you know.
Well, the best way I can describe it is to say when she died, I asked my father, you know, about a month later, did he want to go see his mother's grave? He said, absolutely not. He said, she was my mother. That was it. So there was no love there.
Well, you know, blood does not mean everything. All right, let's see
No,
what
it
we
doesn't.
can do. Let's see what we can come up with here. Oh. I'm getting the right size paper here. I'll be right back. Move. Okay. All right. And are your pictures, well, first of all, you're running it all top to bottom, right?
That's
all
right.
your pictures? Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they all fit on a sheet of paper this size, but do they cover the sheet of paper? No, we've already talked about the 1.5 by 2.5.
Right. They're
So
very small.
Okay. So yeah. There's going to be plenty of room to work on this sheet of paper.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And one of the things she also did is she wrote, when she and her husband separated, apparently they were writing back and forth on one piece of paper. And then after he died, then about every 5 years she would write comments to it. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, but she documented, and that's kind of interesting.
And the thing was, my guess is the reason they did not get along too well was there was about a 30-year difference in age.
Between the mother and the father?
Yes.
Aha. Yeah. She may have not been old enough for what she found herself in the middle of.
No, she was a spoiled brat, and he was a army guy, and he was not going to put up with it.
Oh, there you go. All right. Now I'm just, flying off the cuff here with some ideas. So So, um,
And I have been able to find some of the information on his father, which he never had, and I was able to locate it um, and get that information and print it off, such as his father's death certificate and uh, his army records and that type of thing. So,
sure, that's cool that he was able that you were able to get some of that information.
yeah, the only I haven't done is sent away for his um, his records.
Oh, from the military?
Yes, assuming they're still available.
Well, I'd be surprised if they aren't there, but I don't know how many I don't know how much time it may take you to get them.
Well, considering they had that fire that destroyed how many service records, I'm thinking they may be gone.
Yeah, you just never know. You're right. Now I'm just playing here because part of what you're asking is how to decorate the page, how to
Yes,
put on a picture, and then how to, in a way, make a secret compartment.
that's it. You got it.
You're just asking for the sun, the moon, and the stars, right?
Well, of course. I mean, if you're going to ask, you might as well ask for it all.
Well, let me tell you, I'm just playing here, but I do have, I've been thinking about it, but yeah, I'm just kind of playing here. Now, I don't know if you saw what I did. This is a napkin.
Okay.
And decorative napkins. Tuesday morning is a good place to locate some unusual napkins.
Okay.
And dollar store. I have a lot of, any of the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Dollar whatever the dollar stores are. I find some interesting ones there as well. And get down. Get down. So what I'm thinking,
Deb, they want to know kind of exactly what you're going to be making because you haven't really said.
oh, well, I guess we're making
A secret compartment, I guess.
get down. We're making an 8.5 by, or no, what's the size on
8.5 by 11.
8.5 by 11?
Yeah.
Scrapbook page. And then we're going to add a picture, and we're going to add some additional journaling information that isn't necessarily going to be visible by everybody that just picks up the album. Does that help explain it?
Well, it does to me.
Okay. So what I'm thinking, the pictures would all fit on a greeting card. This one happens to measure, well, if I can figure out how to use my own ruler. This one measures 5 by
Probably 3.
right at 4.
4. Okay, 4 by 5.
Okay.
Yeah, that they definitely would fit.
Okay. So I'm halfway thinking now the napkin is just nothing but background color. Just whatever colors you like. That's all the napkin is.
Okay.
Now the person that is the main focus, which is your dad, right?
It's my dad, and I want to put, of course, his father's pictures in there. The reason is, if I have the pictures just sitting around, my daughter will take them and dump them.
Yeah.
And I want them to be in a book because I know she will keep a scrapbook.
Okay. Okay.
Particularly if they are of my father. I know she will keep them.
Okay.
So if I put his father in there too, then I know they'll be safe.
I'm going to use this product called Collage Taj. I have really good luck with it. And it's really all you need for something as lightweight and thin as a napkin. You could use watered down Elmer's glue. You could just use any type of school glue for that matter. And if the glue doesn't move on the page very well, then add a little teeny tiny more water. And just start laying the napkin pieces down. Now, to remember, this is just for color, just for interest, and it's going to have stuff over the top of it. So there's a great deal of it that may never show. Now, I will also share with you when you put the stuff on top of the napkin, be very careful with your brush because the napkin, as you can imagine, is really delicate. You've pulled the layers apart and you're only using one layer of the napkin, the very top decorative layer. And the other 2 layers or 3 layers are just, they're not necessarily garbage. You could use them for something else if you wanted to, but they're not used in the project. And I do try to cover both sides, the back and the front. Gives you a nice surface to work on. Janice, you don't see any reason why 2 sheets of paper would not fit in one of your pocket protectors, do you?
No, they will fit fine.
Okay. Sorry, guys, there's not much to say. I'm just gluing this down. I guess I could tell you a quick, interesting, bizarre behavior. My dog is just gone frantic. Fussing over everything, barking, crying. I don't know what. Climbing on my lap won't stay down. Hubby just came up to deal with them because they're making such a fuss. And I just have no idea what's... The Boston's fine, but the Shih Tzu has just decided to be a nervous wreck.
You might need to go to the vet and get him some nerve pills.
Yeah, either him or me, because he's just frantic. Anyway, sure is a bewilderment because it just started a day or two ago and it just doesn't seem, he just doesn't, I mean, he's acting like when there's fireworks or a thunderstorm, and there's none of those things. And when there's a thunderstorm or fireworks during the 4th of July, I understand. But when there's nothing for him to be so upset about, it's very hard to be sympathetic and understanding. It's like,
well, you're having a guest. You're having a guest, and that upsets him. When my mother and father-in-law used to come down, we had a bedroom up on the 2nd floor for him. And my cat, after a day or two, I guess he figured they wore out their welcome. He would go up and get on the bed and pee on the bed.
I've heard of that, yeah.
I was like, oh, you could have at least waited till they were leaving. You know, now I gotta do
it. Right. Anyway, it's just nobody's used to just having to sit and hold this dog 20, you know. And the one good thing is that at least when we go to bed, he still goes and gets in his bed, and he's quite, you know, he's not climbing all over us. But the rest of the time he is. What are you going to do with him, honey? Take him downstairs?
No, he's all yours.
Oh, he's all mine.
I let him out, but...
Okay. Well, pull the gate shut, so he has to stay with me and just shut the gate.
Are you talking to people?
Yeah, they're all right there. Can't you see them?
Yeah, I see people.
Okay, guys. I think that's covered as much as I'm gonna think it needs to be. And I'm going to mute this for a minute because I'm going to heat dry it so that we don't have to waste a lot of time, letting it air dry here. So I'll be back in just 2 or 3 minutes.
I think we're getting feedback. You want me to talk? Is that it, Dawn? At least you said talk and you didn't say sing. Now, is there anybody in the side chat that also does scrapbooking? You want me to talk? Is that it, Dawn? At least you said talk.
Okay, is it any better? The echoing? I might have had my YouTube side not muted, but I don't know.
I think we were having a problem with that.
I can hear it too. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
I think that was me.
Okay.
I somehow or another got unmuted.
Yeah, I was thinking that's what happened to me, but okay. So it sounds better. I don't hear anything in the background now, so.
Yeah, I think we're okay now.
Okay. All right. So we got this Mod Podge, Decoupage, Collage Podge on there. Seems pretty darn dry. Might be a little moist in a couple of places, but nothing that's going to prevent us from moving forward. All right. Now, you wouldn't have to do this with white envelopes or white greeting cards. However, I don't know if this will pick up. Can you see the embossing on this? There
No.
you go.
Oh, now I can see it. Okay.
Yeah. And for some reason, I just think these cards are gorgeous. So, I probably found them in a Goodwill, so who knows whether or not you can find anything like this that you would want, that wouldn't be too expensive. But this was a package of, I don't know how many was in the package, but anyway, they're in Boston. They're just incredibly pretty, I think. So one of the things that you could do with these is to put your decorative paper here, and this could just as easily be a piece of scratchbook or scrapbook paper. But I like to do the decoupage, so I did. But you could put the card wherever you liked. You could put them on the bottom corner if the card opened this way. You could put the card right in the center, but then you could put the picture and the information about the person on the inside of the card. Okay?
Okay.
So like they're to the best of your knowledge, their birth name, their date of birth, their date of death, that type of thing. And I guess since you're only working with two people, your grandfather and your father, it's not going to be that difficult to know that information. Okay?
I have all that information.
Right. And I guess I don't really know if you would want to put it on every single card because it would get so redundant. So maybe you just want to put name and approximate age, except for one of them. Like, did you say you had a baby picture?
Yes.
Okay. You may want to put that in, birth name, date of birth on that picture. And then you may want to put date of death on one of the last pictures that you like of Dad.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So, and then on these pictures, you may just want to put approximate age, kind of thing. The other thing that you can do is to continue to you can continue to embellish this page. Again, we've got a lot of white on white here. And so there could be a lot more embellishing done to get some more color in here. So, and again, this napkin is a tourist napkin with the Eiffel Tower and roses. If you can find napkins that are more masculine or more indicative of anything that your father liked, if you can find scrapbook paper that is more masculine, then you could use that instead of this rosy napkin that I grabbed.
Well, my father was actually in France during World War II.
So the Eiffel Tower was his pick, hey? I mean, he led me to this napkin.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of funny. And kind of spooky, but kind of funny.
He was all over.
The area?
Everywhere.
And he was go ahead.
He was in the Corps of Engineers, and I don't know, he had something to do with demolitions because he said they would get there before the Army did because they had to take the, what do they call that when the Germans and wired things to blow up, and they would have to unwire them, and then they'd have to put their stuff in case they had to blow it up.
Oh, okay.
So that's what he did, and he was all over in Europe.
I don't know whether the camera's picking this up, but the paper that I'm putting on here now, the solid, is actually music paper that's been sprayed with was it Perfect Pearls? Probably Delusions spray or Adirondack spray. I'm not sure which. And the thing is that it's water soluble. So as I put this down with this Collage Page, it is going to make some of the green kind of spread around and bleed a little bit. And at first I thought, oh no, I don't want that. And then I thought, no, the color works so well that if it moves around a little bit, it just is no big deal.
Diane Two Camper said she likes to use sunrise and sunset in place of birth date and death date.
There you go. Good idea. That's a nice way to capture the emotion without, you know, the traditional wordage. Woo. So what do you think you'll do on this main white page? Janice? Oh, Janice put her mic on mute.
Yeah, I have just a few. I think the first page I'm going to put his date of birth. And well, what I was thinking of doing is having a page about his father, and then a page about his mother, and then putting my father in there, and then you know, have it. There's pictures of his father and his mother and him together,
Oh,
and
cool.
call that my family or something like that.
Right. Right.
And go from there. My big problem is that there's pictures of him with his friends. I do not know who they are. There's pictures of him with relatives. I don't know who they are. There's nobody alive anymore that can help me. As a matter of fact, I have a cousin that is out in Washington, and when we were on our vacation, we stopped to see her, where she knew less than I did.
It happens that way sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The history of the family just gets lost. And that's really so sad.
I mean, she knew the history of her father's family, which, of course, I didn't know. And she was able to tell me some of the people that I didn't know because they were her father and mother at, a very young age. And I only knew them when they were at a very old age. But she didn't really know very much to do with my grandmother. My grandmother and her mother were sisters. So my cousin knew some bits of family history and not much, and I was able to fill her in on some of it. So let this be a lesson to everybody in the side chat. Talk to your relatives now so you can get that family history. And my little granddaughter is into scrapbooking, and she's having a lot of fun with it. And we went out to Goodwill a couple weeks ago, and she found a Girl Scout scrapbook and paper that had never been used, and she got it for $2. So she was a happy little camper. So she's going to put in all her camping trips and activities that she's been doing with the Girl Scouts in that book.
One thing that just occurred to me that would also be really cool to do on these pages would be to see whether or not you can get any copies of newspaper morgue pages from that time period or that era.
That would be interesting. I don't know if there's anything, but I can definitely check. Well, like I said, I found the death certificate.
Now, are you going to put that in an envelope, or is that just a copy?
It is just a copy.
Okay.
I went to the library and Ancestry.com. They have a subscription to that, so you can get in for a half hour and play around.
Right.
And I found that, and I found the thing for ordering a military headstone for my grandfather.
Okay.
So that was information I know my father didn't have. And I was able to verify that, yes. I mean, rumor had it he was in the 7th Cavalry, but nobody had any real information.
Uh-huh.
And so, I was able to verify that, yes, it was the 7th Cavalry. And that's why I said I have to go through the military then to find the rest of it.
I'll be right back, hon.
Because I'd like to know, where to verify that he was out west chasing around with Poncho Villa and any other places he went to. For the side chat, yes, I have information on the family that goes back, but a lot of it they didn't have exact dates and places and locations. It was, well, they were born close to this, that type of thing. Diane, I did try that, and no, they don't have anything for me. I have to write directly to, what is it, St. Louis, to get my information. But at least I have dates now. I didn't even have that before, so I feel like I'm making progress.
Yeah, really. Look at this pitiful dog.
He wants the scrapbook.
He won't stay. He's insisted on being on my lap or behind me in the chair or on the floor trying to claw me to get up. Do you know how hard this is to do with you, buddy? Get down. I was hoping this was still tacky enough to pick up some of the tissue paper, but apparently I dried it too well. Because it's just not sticking at all, so guess we'll forget that idea and move on. Okay, what do I want to do next? No, I don't want to hold you, sweetie. No, no. Okay.
Deb, I wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed your hangout this morning, even though there was just a few of us in there.
Yeah, but we had a good time.
We did have a good time.
You know, sometimes it doesn't matter how many folks are able to come at any given time. It's more just about the great conversation kind of thing.
Right. And for those people on the side chat, Deb and I were kind of talking about maybe not every day, but periodically having a morning coffee talk, so to speak. And I know some of you work and can't do that, but let me tell you, we didn't have one troll. It was wonderful.
They weren't up yet. Or they all work a day job, one or the other.
Or they
No.
went to school.
Yeah, right.
Dee asked if you take the tissue paper while the glue is still wet, some of the color goes on the page, and that was her question.
Yeah, that's what I was attempting. I was hoping the page was still sticky enough that when I laid it down and rubbed it really well, that then when I went to pull it off, I'd have elements of the blue tissue paper sticking randomly to the page. And then if necessary, I was going to put one more layer of Collage Page over the top to just add that mask. For some reason, that blue just appealed to me for the masculinity of the project. So
Diane Two Campers said she will put the coffee on, and Vic Smith said she'll supply the cups.
for the coffee chat.
Yes.
Oh, good. So we've got quite a group ready to go.
Well, we have 4.
Hey, you know, now this all works as long as my body accepts. Go ahead. Go, Kobe. Get up there. Go. As long as my body cooperates and goes to bed at night and gets up in the morning. I worked 3 to 11 for so long, and then I swung to 11 to 7 as well too, and I just seem to drift back to that night owl shift work that makes it really hard. I have a question at this point about the written material.
Yes.
Is it going to fit in a regular envelope?
Yes.
Is it handwritten and on just stationery?
It is handwritten on a piece of what I would call tablet paper.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And Deb A said she's going to bring the Kahlua.
That's just what we need. However, it does sound good. Didn't you say you make your own Kahlua too, Deb?
Yeah, she said homemade Kahlua.
That's what I was gonna say. Like homemade Kahlua. And winter's coming. Nice little addition to the coffee. All
and
right.
Harvey Deb's in here, and Debbie Ariola is here, and Vic Smith, and Diane Two Campers, and Dee from Nomad Adventure.
Okay, I'm gonna
Dish is either in here or was in here.
Okay, hi Dish. One of the things that I did here now is I took the envelope that matches the card and I inserted the flap so that it's down on the inside of the card. And now I'm getting ready to run two-sided tape to the envelope, and then I'm going to attach it to this piece of scrapbook paper that you saw me cut out.
Okay.
I'll be right back here.
RV Granny is here. Life on the Half Shell.
Hi, guys.
I'm a redneck. Well, he was here. I don't know if he still is. RV Lucky. Teresa. So we got a nice group in here.
Yes, we do. Okay, I'm running this double-sided tape right around the edge of the envelope.
Dee's going to bring crumpets. I love crumpets.
You know, it's going to be real disappointing when I get up tomorrow morning and none of this stuff is here. You're making me hungry.
Well, they want to know when we're going to, what time for the chat.
Um,
I think we did 10. Wasn't that when you had it this morning?
only because I
That's
couldn't
when you
find
got
the
up.
still girls. So it was 9:30ish. We can start it earlier. Anytime after 7 works for me, but you just got to remember that I'm a night owl, and there's always that possibility that you're going to go click on looking for the chat and it isn't there.
Well, that's one of the problems of not doing your own chats, I guess. You know, you have to do what the host wants.
Oh, well, it's not so much to be a want as it is just my body just says, nope, we're not going to bed. I mean, I have laid in bed when my body's saying, oh no, until the point that I've gotten such a headache, I have it for, a day and a half. So I've just learned the headache I've had for a day and a half. So I've just learned not to push it. If I'm not asleep within 15 to 45 minutes, I'm up. Some days I don't even make it that 45 minutes. And I'm real careful with caffeine. I have some when I first get up in the morning, and after that, I'm off the caffeine.
Yeah, me too.
Alrighty, so I cut out the card. I cut out the blue paper. I cut this out to be just slightly larger than the greeting card. Then the greeting card can be used for the photos and any info. Doesn't have to be. There could be info placed here too, but anyway, the pictures and the info. Now this gets attached. I kind of liked it right in the center. Maybe we'll see. I think we need to put some ink around the page. And then you could also put all kinds of things. You could put lace, you could put threads, you could put fibers. You said you put some toppers on some of yours?
Yes, I did, mainly because I just had plain white paper because, I'm a beginner and I didn't know what I was doing. And so I just kind of futzed around with it a little bit.
This idea is just, off the top of my head because I like to do this kind of Mod Podge type, collage type work. So there's, this whole sheet could be nothing more than a pretty sheet of scrapbook paper. It's just that I happen to like collaging versus just attaching scrapbook paper.
Well, when I put the top border on mine, I took the ink and went around the edges of the top border, and so that it kind of stood out a little bit. But
Sure.
I didn't know what to do with these letters, and there's more than one. Like
So
there's
now
a,
I'm almost thinking that we would be better off putting hinges on here because I'm afraid it's going to be awful tight to get your hand down in behind.
yeah.
Put that letter in and out. Now, the hinges will make it more questionable as to, is there something back there? But the hinges will make it a lot easier to find what's back there and to take it in and out.
Well, since it's going to be in a protector anyway,
That's true. That's true.
maybe person won't look. It's really supposed to be there for my daughter or granddaughter.
Right. Now, are they going to know that it's there?
Well, what I was thinking of is since I have a notebook, I
Okay.
could, and it has like a flap in the front, I
Okay.
could put something there and tell her, please check
The photo album. Okay.
the photo album for
Family history, whatever. Yeah.
hidden in the photo album.
Right.
Unless somebody else has a better suggestion.
Oh, it could be part of the will, I suppose. or yeah, the will, whatever documentation you and your husband want to have. Some people, now my mom didn't have a will, but I knew where all the important papers were for the time that her death occurred. You know, at the time of her death, I knew what I needed to look at.
Yeah. Well, we have a will. My mother and father both had wills. My grandmother, if there was one, I don't know what happened to it.
I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like this card does not take up enough of this page. And yet, if I put 2 cards on it, I don't know that I necessarily think that's going to fix it either. I think it just needs more embellishment. So we'll get there. All right. So.
And I like it kind of off center better. I think.
Okay.
That, I mean, to me.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
A little bit, and then the embellishments maybe up the top or something.
Right, we still got room. Okay, when you say off center, are you talking off center lower?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but not that low.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too low.
Wait a sec, why is the camera not? Oh, there. Is it hard to tell where I'm at on the page because the camera is not picking it all up?
Yeah, a little bit. But I think that's better.
Let me go up. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, now what do you think of placement?
I think that's good. I like that better.
Okay. All righty. So now I think I'll use this scrapbook paper since we've already started with it. And my paper cutter. And I'm going to make a couple of hinges. And a hinge is, well, it'll be easier to show you than try to explain it. So just hang on a sec. Sometimes words escape me for describing something like this.
Diane said, what about riser dots?
Yeah, that might work too. I've never, Diane, that's something I've never worked with. I've never worked with puffy dots or, I'll be honest with you, I might even have some, but I just have never worked with them.
And Dee said I should leave a letter sealed for her telling her this, and I would think I'm going to do that in the scrapbook, you know, like first page. Just
there you go. That's a good idea.
Just have it there for her.
It could be one of the pages of the scrapbook, and it could be addressed to your daughter and your granddaughter.
Yes. I like that idea.
How old is your granddaughter?
She is 10 now.
Okay.
And she called my father Great Papa. And she's so funny because she's I don't know, she's got all this little crap, and my daughter would tell her, why don't you get rid of that? Oh, no, I can't get rid of that. Great Papa gave that to me.
Oh, that's sweet. All right.
She was wearing a headband, and she says, this, Mama, this came from Great Papa.
It's sweet when they have memories like that.
She didn't like him for the longest time. She was scared of him. And then she finally took to him, and then they were great buddies.
Whoa. Okay, on these hinges, all I did is cut a piece of paper an inch wide, then I scored it down the center, and then I folded them in half, and then I measured them to the back side where the envelope is, and now I'm going to attach them with some more of that double-faced tape on the left and on the right, just to help it be not quite so tight when you're trying to put your hand down on the inside there.
Okay.
Did you get your editing done today?
That I was working on, yeah. It's very difficult to be doing my trip because I have a camera, Bruce has a camera, I do videos, he does pictures and videos, and then we have a webcam that does videos. So try to put all three of those together in a logical order is, I mean, dash cam, not webcam, dash cam. It's just about ready to drive you crazy.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed just hearing about it.
I mean, I at least I think they turn out pretty good, but yeah. And then, of course, he gave me his pictures first, which is fine. So I have 92 days worth of pictures. Then I have to say, okay, now I want your videos, which come with his pictures sometimes they don't.
All right.
Then I have my camera videos. So I have to say, can you, I need this for these days now. I'm working on these days. Give me those pictures or videos. And then, then it's the webcams. And the webcams are for a whole day. They're like 8 hours of video. And then I got to cut those 8 hours down. What's important, what isn't important. Yeah. And then trying to remember, okay, where were we when we saw this? And then there's some webcams he has. He's marked it, and he'll say, "There's a deer on the road." Okay, and then I have to go and look through the whole thing to find like 2 seconds of this deer.
Okay, we got our little hinges on now, so they stick up like that. So you can kind of see what I did. I just folded them and attached them. Okay, Missy, it's time to place again. So can you see? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
I gotta get my fingers off the gluey stuff or the sticky stuff. What were we about there?
Out there. Yeah, I think so.
I hate it when we get to the part that you gotta be straight and pay attention. We're not too far off. I'm not thinking that doesn't look too bad. I think there might be a little bit crooked about it, but not too bad. Okay, so now the envelope is in the back for the letter. I'm thinking I'm going to put another. This is open right now, this bottom section, as well as the top. And I don't think that's the best. Okay. I'm going to fix it so that I'm just going to add a wider piece of double-sided tape. This is called score tape, which is just a manufacturer's name, but it works pretty darn well and gets used an awful lot in the scrapbooking industry anymore.
Yes, you do.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I decided to slap it instead of just rub it. Sorry.
Because slapping works better.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I did that on camera with all the noise. Yeah, that works much better now. Opens very nicely at the top. The letter will slide in just fine.
And it's not obvious.
Right. I don't think so.
No, it doesn't look obvious to me. Because I think most people are just going to open it up and see what it says on the inside.
Right. And to be honest with you, you wouldn't have to use greeting cards that open like this. You could just mount squares of cardstock and do the same thing. I just like these cards, and I just thought it'd be a good way to use them. So my dirty fingers are getting stuff on the cards. Okay, let's see what we can do to finish up the embellishing. Oh my goodness, yeah. We've been on here for a while. I believe this is Tim Holtz washi tape, but I can't be 100% sure. There are so many brands out there. The reason I think it's Tim Holtz is because it doesn't stick. You have to put something, an adhesive down. And it's not a big deal. It works out pretty well. But right at the moment, I don't want to mess with putting an adhesive down. So let's see what else we can come up with. What do you think of butterflies?
No, I'm not fussy over butterflies, but you can put it on. I don't care.
That's sweet. Not fussy over butterflies. What do you think would be? I've got so much stuff. Tell me something that would appeal to you, and let's see if I have it.
I think something a little more masculine.
Right.
Diane says, ink the edges again.
In a different color than the brown?
I think she's talking about maybe the top. Oh, Vic Smith says fray the edges to make it old looking.
Okay, I can do that one. This is called a Tim Holtz. Where am I? There it is. A Tim Holtz distressing tool. And in these slots, you run the paper, and there's a round razor blade thing in there. It's not like real severe, but it will definitely rough up the paper.
Diane, Deb may be able to burn the pages, but I'd probably burn my whole house down. Not a good idea.
Okay. You want it tore up more than that? Let me bring the camera down. I don't know. There you go. Now you can see the roughed edges. And now some people recolor them at this point with the ink pads.
What's everybody think?
Yeah. Get the
I think recolored.
recolored.
What's everybody else think? Because I obviously don't know what I'm doing, or I'd have been able to do this. I don't know though. It kind of looks nice, just roughed up. Because you still have some ink on the edges, right?
Oh yeah.
Is that what
Some
I'm
of the
seeing?
edges. Some of the edges don't
Yeah.
get destroyed in the not destroyed, but tattered up in the process.
Oh, Diane says ink it.
Okay. So you want to ink it?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
We'll get the whole treatment. Vic is voting for it too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh, good.
Dee says it looks good, like the music paper with the color on it too. When you hold it closer to the camera, we could see it.
There you go. It shows, yeah, the green is music paper. It's a little dark, but I think it contrasts well with the napkin and it gives it a little something. I'm still not sure that we're done embellishing though. So you like the darker edges now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okie doke. Let's see.
You got a Eiffel Tower stamp?
Oh,
No, I don't either. So
I don't think so. Um, the biggest problem is that I have so much stuff. Sometimes it's hard to know what I do have.
Yes. What I did with my stamps is I stamped them on a piece of paper
Oh, yeah?
so I could put it in the notebook and I could see without tearing through everything what stamps I have that I could use.
Move. Move. Look. Look what I found that I haven't even opened yet, that hasn't even got put away yet. Oh, that's me. I thought somebody else's phone was ringing.
An
There you
Eiffel
go.
Tower.
Eiffel
How
Tower.
about that? Cool.
Teresa, whatever you were doing, make it do it again. So you want me to stamp this?
Sure. Diane is suggesting if you have some colored chalk, wipe it over a paper towel, and then wipe it over the top of the white card. It will bring out the embossing and get rid of the oil from your fingers.
Okay, one thing at a time here, guys. I'm not sure that the embossing, that the stamping is going to work over the Collage Page. Well, it did there. By the stamp, you can tell them when you get them out of the dollar bin. The stamp insists on getting ink all over itself instead of it's not cut out well, is what I guess I'm saying.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we need something with dimension. It's too flat.
Yeah, I do too. It's too plain.
Yep, it's too plain, it's too flat. What would the what about letters with initials?
Yeah, that would work.
Or birds. I mean, I don't know these people, so it's hard. Tell me about, what they did for a living or what they did for hobbies.
I don't know that my father really had any hobbies.
What did he do for a living?
He was a welder.
Okay.
Diane says stamp the inside corner overlapping the corner of a card and the background paper.
What, Diane? What stamp are you gonna use?
I think the Eiffel Tower is what she had in
Really?
mind. Is that
Oh,
right, Diane?
I don't, Diane. I don't. Janice, you have.
Diane wanted to know if I have any buttons or anything from the person's clothing. No, I do not.
I have tons of buttons.
I mean, I have buttons, but nothing from him.
I even have some of those military kind of buttons that I've got embossed anchors and that kind of stuff on them.
Yeah, I have some of those too. Not anchors though, that are actually military buttons.
Yeah, that's what these are too.
Diane says the tower. Now my buttons
I don't think it's gonna work because the embossing of the flowers come right up to it. I liked your idea of the chalk on the. I mean, but the thing that I have, the only question I have is that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different flowers on here, and because this is for a man, I don't know how much. I don't know how much color you want to put on this that would make it that would bring out even more feminine aspects to it.
How about, well, I don't know if you have anything like that. I was going to say, what about, since, that was France and he was there during the war, what about a tank or something? Although he wasn't in the tanks.
This is a postal stamp. Like, if you send a postcard or a letter and they cancel it, a cancellation type stamp.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is, and it just adds a little bit. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I would have anything with military.
Diane says when you use the chalk, you use a paper towel and it will lightly bring out the embossing so it sticks out more. Because, maybe what you can see it very clearly, we cannot.
Right. But what kind of color are we gonna use on the flowers? I mean, are we gonna do each one a different color, and
No.
or are we gonna do one generic color over the top altogether?
Yeah, I would say brown or black. I kind of liked it brown.
Okay, the whole thing, turn all the flowers brown.
Yeah, because they were probably dead when he marched through there. And if they weren't, they probably blew him up. And Diane says light on the chalk. One color. She says very, very light on the chalk. Oh,
Yep.
Vic says dark green.
Oh.
I didn't think about that. That would be good. Since my granddaughter likes scrapbooking, and I have a lot of punches. For Christmas last year, I punched out about 2 sheets of every color of paper with every punch I had and
Oh.
gave it to her so that she could, make flowers and birds and, all kinds of different things. So she thought that was kind of cool.
I bet your hand hurt when you got done with that project.
It was a 2-person project, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But we had worked on a collage calendar for her mom and dad for Christmas. And so I was teaching her, how to take the flower punches and make birds out of them and that type of thing. So, yeah, she was going to town with all kinds of little knickknacks she put on her calendar.
Sure.
Dee, the color of the uniform, he was in the Army, that was khaki green. Solid green.
We may have just come to an abrupt stop because, oh, never mind. I found them. I couldn't find anything to utilize for our project here, but I got it.
Diane says do chalk testing on another card to get the feel of coloring.
Oh.
Well, there's no point wasting another card. We'll just do it on this one and put up with what we get.
You'll see.
Do we have like a makeup brush or something that we could put it on with?
Yeah, that's what I've got in my hand. This paper towel's embossed. Whoops. Did you enjoy the lid?
Seasicknesses. Yeah, I think that's good.
The more you go over it, of course, the darker it gets. Think that's the color?
I do.
Whoop. I'm off the paper towel here. Hang on, we're down in Never Never Land here. Okay. Now the camera is putting a shadow on it. Okay, there you go. Where is it? Okay, you're just gonna have to trust me. It doesn't show up on the paper towel. We're just gonna have to go for it.
I think the consensus is they like it.
Is that enough?
I think it is. I don't think you want too much.
I'm not doing well on the camera placement, I see. Sorry about that, guys. What do you think? You want a little more, or you think it's enough? Or
I think it's enough. I
Okay.
like it.
All righty. I'm just hitting a couple of leaves that really would be greenish, you know, just making the leaves just slightly darker than. Okay, let's see what it looks like without all the paper towels and stuff here. Oops. You can't really see the coloration that much when it's up that high, but you can see the page. I still think we need to put some doodads up here. I'm
At
gonna
the top?
see what?
You mean at the top?
Yeah, some kind of something up here, or do you not think
Yeah.
it's needed?
No, I think it is.
Yeah, I do too. I'm going to.
I think the consensus is everybody really likes the coloring on the embossing.
Yeah, yeah, I like it too. It definitely helps bring it out. I just am not sure if there's enough. I'm not sure we shouldn't put a little more, but then I'm afraid if you go too far, you'll regret that. So maybe you better just leave well enough alone. It's always so hard to know when to quit. Kobe, move. Okay, don't move.
Dee suggested gold letters.
Okay. What branch of the military?
He was Army.
Army. Okay.
Yeah, Army Corps of Engineers.
Oh, okay. I have all these charms,
Oh, okay.
and I was just looking to see if there was anything. I was almost certain that I got some military stuff. Sewing machines. Unicorns. Okay, now here's what I was thinking. Huh? To me, it's like an Uzi. So see, I don't know if that's really military. Can you see it?
No.
Hang on. Let me take it out of here. And I mean, this only works if we put more stuff.
Okay. Yeah. That's masculine, that's for sure.
There you go. Well, we'll see. We'll lay it out. We'll see what else we come up with.
Yeah. Not quite like the guns they had, but that's okay.
Well, we don't have to use it either.
Well, no, but I mean, I have no objection to it because they had rifles. Yes, Diane, you're right. The Army Corps of Engineers has a castle type symbol. Now I have something from his that I could use. It's called a ruptured duck.
Never heard the term.
And I don't remember what the meaning is for it, but it is a medal I believe they got at the end of the war, and they all just called it the ruptured duck. I wonder if I Google it, if I can find out what it is.
Okay.
Okay, it's an honorable service lapel pin, and
Huh.
it looked like a duck. It replaced all previously issued honorable discharge lapel pins.
Interesting. Yeah, that's as close to anything I'm coming up with, unless we want to use dragons or cow skulls.
Okay.
I guess it's cow skulls.
Here is how it got its name.
Okay.
It was called the ruptured duck by veterans because the eagle faced to the right-hand side, which was the same direction that doctors instructed inductees to face when told to cough during an examination for ruptures.
Oh, that's funny. What the physical exam has to do with
Well,
that's
they said
funny.
the term was an in-joke among veterans since no civilians went through the induction examination.
Yeah, that's true.
And the ruptured duck term became slang to refer to discharged veterans wearing the award. They said the ruptured duck, the veterans were in a hurry to get home and the term later came into use describing somebody in a hurry, such as the expression, he took off like a ruptured duck. Well, Deb, if you're getting tired, which I don't know if you are or not, we could leave the embellishments for the next one you do.
Yeah, but I was
But
just.
you want to finish it up.
Well, I was just thinking, what about Scrabble tile letters for names or something related to the picture that you're going to put on the page?
Yeah.
They use a lot of Scrabble tiles in scrapbooking or mixed media.
Diane says the ruptured duck is now the official emblem of all honorable discharge for all services branches.
So are you guys telling me I need to find a duck? Is that what you need to? Is that what you're
No,
telling me?
I'm just saying that I have a ruptured duck that I
Oh,
can put on
you
my
have
page.
the medal. Okay.
I have it. Well, it's a button or a tack or something of that sort. But I have one that I can put on.
Okay. So if we figure out a place for you to put it, we got it made.
Yep.
And then I'll just stick this in an envelope and mail it to you.
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
All right. So I'm finding some stuff. Am I wearing you guys out? You guys need to go to bed?
Well, I was up early with you, remember?
I have no idea what time it is.
It is after 11
Is it really?
my time.
Okay.
10 your time.
All right. So maybe I'm pushing it here. Let's see.
They like the sword ticket.
Oh, good. You said eagle, so made me think of soar. I got I don't know if I can make this work, but look what I found. Oops.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
I found these light colored ones too.
No, I don't like the light color ones.
Okay. This guy's actually laying on his belly.
Well, that apparently, from what I understand, that's the way my father mostly was,
On his belly?
on his belly.
Did he have a service number or anything like that?
Yes, I do not. I mean, somewhere in my records I have it. I do not know what it
Okay.
is.
I just have some old-fashioned bingo tile. Bingo. Those little things you throw on bingos, or maybe, I don't know. It's like it says O63, N40.
I know he was with Patton's army,
Oh,
and he actually even got to meet Patton.
okay.
He he dislocated his elbow, and he had been sent back. He had to walk back. Nobody came with him because they couldn't afford to lose another man. And as he was coming back, he said, "Here comes a Jeep up with Patton in it." And Patton stops, has his driver stop, and he says, "Soldier, you're going the wrong way." And my father says, "No, I'm not. I dislocated my elbow. They're sending me back to the hospital." So, that's his big meeting with Patton.
Well, did Patton give him a ride?
Hell no, because my father was going the wrong direction.
uh, no, I thought I'd found a duck, but I didn't.
Good idea, Diane. She says, yes, the duck is a lapel pin. And she said I could place it to the card,
Yep.
put my ruptured duck on the card. Good idea. Diane also suggests maybe a Kilroy.
Do what?
Kilroy.
What about Kilroy? What about Kilroy?
Well, Kilroy, they always in World War II, or they had these things, and it was Kilroy was here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I've never known for sure what that term was all about.
Yeah, it was a guy kind of like looking, like he would have been looking over the card, and he had a big nose that would hang down on the card, and then the eyeballs and, the round head and the fingers like on the card. And that was Kilroy.
Okay. I'm assuming I've seen it if I...
You would know it.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'd know it when I saw it. Well, where the heck? What do you think of that one? There we go.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's got an eagle on it, right?
Yeah, at some point it'll get it to focus.
There it is. Yeah, that kind
Okay.
of looks like they're buttons, doesn't it?
My mother, I inherited my mother's button collection. My mother collected buttons for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, so did my mother. I got my grandmother's and my mother's button collection.
Well, that's pretty much what this is, too. I don't know that this is really any different.
And I put mine in a glass jar, and it has a pewter lid on it, and I have it sitting out so you can see all the buttons.
I used to do that, but now that we're in the small house, there's just no room for all of that. So they're here in my craft room in Ziploc bags.
I know, thank goodness for Ziploc bags, right?
Yes. This is the only other pattern I find. Oops. Really kind of worn off.
I really can't tell that one
Yeah, I
too
know.
well. But I think I like the eagle one better.
Oh, I'm putting all of them on if you like them.
Oh, okay.
I could just get this one in the right spot.
Yeah, I don't think you're having luck with that one.
Making it worse. Okay, I'm putting it on anyway. All right.
It's funny when I go to the YouTube part, which is the delayed one, it shows up better there than it does on the Google one.
No reason. Don't look for it to make sense. I give up. I just know I'm going to find a duck after it's too late.
Well, I have a duck, so that's, I can
Well,
put
that's
the duck
true.
on I can put the duck on the card.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's how this whole thing started out, is you telling us you had the duck. I forgot that you had it. All right. Guys, if you get to the point where you've had enough of this, just let me know. I mean, just, all you guys have to do is take off, If you've had enough, don't worry.
Oh, Diane looks like she's here to the bitter end.
Bitter end. Okay.
Yeah, Dee, it kind of looks like a coat of arms, doesn't it? A crest with 2 lions. Oh, Dee's saying good night. Her battery's dying.
Oh, okay. Night, Dee. Okay, do you like... Oh, the colors I don't think will... Yeah, I don't think those colors are going to work. Okay.
Night, Dee.
Thanks for coming, Dee. See, I wish I was so well organized that all this stuff was right at my fingertips and I knew where everything was. And the day that happens, I'll have things to sell I'll have bridges to sell.
Yeah. And land.
Yeah.
You know, like Manhattan Island.
Yeah. I am not accomplishing a lot of my organization the way I wish I would.
Well, I'm just going to make some conversation here.
You go right ahead.
And yeah, bridge to Hawaii. Diane, have you ever been into chat rooms? I don't remember because it's after 11 and my brain turns off. Like any of the hangouts. I know Deb has.
Did they always live in Ohio?
No, my father was from down in Kentucky.
Oh, that's where he was when he
was down there.
Would have been a young man in the military?
No, he was in Kentucky till he was 12. And then his mother remarried and she brought him up to Ohio.
Okay.
But I believe, I can't say this for sure, but I think like all of the Ohio people went over to Fort Thomas, and that's where they had to enlist.
Okay.
Don't ask me why they had to do that. I don't know.
Well, this is the bizarrest thing, but... Oh, maybe there's another page. Hi, Steve. Doing good. Uh-oh. I'm recording right at the moment, so give me 5 minutes.
That's just fine.
We may have to shut off after all because we're getting ready to do laundry. And the laundry here in this room. And so we may have to show it again later.
Well, that'll work.
Sorry about that.
I know you can't read the side chat, so that's why I've been reading it to you.
Oh, no, I appreciate that because, yeah, there's no... I found a Kentucky, but I'll be darned if I can find an Ohio sticker. But Why am I having so much trouble finding the camera? There's only 2 places it can be.
Diane says she has not been on a panel because she doesn't have a webcam, just a headphone with a mic, but she said it's not working with her system, so she has to exchange it. Well, Diane, we hope you get one soon so you can join in on the panels.
Can you see that? It looks like a license plate.
Yeah.
And it says Kentucky. It's a Kentucky license plate.
Well, that'll work.
Yep. I wish it said Ohio, but it doesn't.
It's close enough.
Yep.
I mean, that's where he was born, is Kentucky.
Right. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to pull the plug on this just so we can run the washer and dryer. So, I will finish it up because I'm in the groove, I'm in the mood. I'm doing my thing.
Right.
So, just ask me, Janice, and I'll show it to you. Probably the next day or two, I'll quit fussing with it.
Okay.
But I'm going to embellish it some more and dink around with it so that it's got more dimension to it.
Pizzazz.
Yeah, dimension. Yeah, pizzazz. It needs dimension. So
Right.
anyway, okay, guys, thanks so much for coming.
Well,
Sorry it ran so late.
Thank you. This was great.
It's called
Appreciate
Art
it.
on the Fly.
Yeah. Well, it gives everybody an idea of what they can do
Yeah,
with a problem like this.
yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt that your envelope behind the card is going to work. The question is putting your pictures. Now, you may want to mat the inside of this, and I can do that for you if you tell me what color. In fact, somewhere here, I may have some more of this that could go. I thought I did, but maybe I used it all. I don't know. Anyway,
I think we'll be fine.
you just want it white?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, if you want to write anything, white's always the easiest to work with.
Well, because a lot of these pictures I had to take out of that photo album that has the black pages, and I just cut around like a border for the pictures, so they already have a border on them.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay. Well,
All right.
Go ahead, Deb.
No, I'm done.
Okay.
I will see you guys soon, and we'll meet up next week. And if you like Art on the Fly, I don't know. This is pretty crazy to just, you guys come here and say, here, I want this. And then watch me struggle to put it together. But it is challenging, so it is kind of fun. So,
Well, then it really is on the fly.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. You gave me a heads up as to what you were doing and wanting to accomplish, but yeah, this is Art on the Fly. All right.
Diane, you have a good night. Anybody else who's in here, excuse me, that we're not seeing, you have a good night too. Deb, you have a good night.
Thanks.
And I'll see all of you another day.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow morning around 9. Did we say 9? I think 9. What do we want to do? I want to do 9. If I'm up and ready to go, 9 o'clock coffee chat tomorrow on this channel. And we'll see how it goes.
Right. And if we did 2 hours like we did this morning, they can come in at 10, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Talk to everybody later. Have a good night. Get some sleep.
Okay. Yeah, you too.
All
Thank
righty.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.